For decades, Mexico has held a special allure, acting as a powerful magnet for American and Canadian retirees seeking a change of pace. It has long promised a life bathed in sunshine, a cost of living that eases financial burdens, and a wealth of opportunities for adventure and exploration. The idea of spending your golden years in such a vibrant and welcoming country has been a compelling one for many. The dream is simple, yet profound: warm, sunny weather year-round, a vibrant and engaging culture that enriches daily life, and a significantly lower cost of living that allows pensions and savings to stretch much further than they would back home. This financial freedom opens doors to new experiences and a more comfortable lifestyle. Retirees imagined idyllic days spent leisurely exploring charming colonial cities with their rich history and stunning architecture, savoring the incredible diversity of authentic Mexican cuisine, from street tacos to gourmet dishes, and enthusiastically joining in the many colorful and lively festivals that celebrate Mexican traditions and heritage. Over time, thriving expat communities flourished in picturesque locations like Lake Chapala, offering a sense of belonging and camaraderie, and the culturally rich and artistically vibrant San Miguel de Allende, offering newcomers a soft landing, a supportive environment, and a built-in social network of like-minded individuals. Real estate developers, recognizing the growing demand, and the Mexican government, eager to attract foreign investment, made the transition relatively easy, building modern condos and residences catering to international tastes, and streamlining the process of obtaining residency visas for retirees. But today, the landscape has shifted, and that once unquestioned dream faces a series of new and complex challenges. The conversation has taken a serious turn, shifting from lighthearted discussions about where's the best beach town to retire, to much more pressing questions like, is it still safe to retire in Mexico? News headlines now frequently speak of escalating cartel violence, simmering political unrest in certain regions, and a disturbing rise in overall crime rates. The very characteristics that initially made Mexico so appealing, its easy accessibility, its vastness and diverse geography, its rich and complex social fabric, are now, unfortunately, contributing to the growing sense of unease and concern among potential and current expats. For many, the once bright and promising dream of a Mexican retirement is now clouded with uncertainty and doubt. The central question is no longer solely about enjoying a comfortable lifestyle, but has become a much more fundamental one: personal safety and security. In light of these challenges, is the promise of a golden and secure retirement in Mexico still a realistic prospect? Or has the dream for some become an uncertain gamble with potentially high stakes? Mexico City, once a symbol of energy and opportunity, now pulses with unrest. Protests fill the Zocalo, teachers, farmers, and citizens demanding action on crime, corruption, and basic needs like water. Economic pressures and crumbling infrastructure fuel frustration, especially in working-class neighborhoods left behind. The divide between tourist zones and struggling communities grows sharper. For retirees, this instability is a warning sign. Peaceful protests can escalate, disrupting daily life and exposing deeper systemic issues. The government's heavy-handed response only heightens anxiety. When trust in institutions erodes, personal safety becomes uncertain. The dream of a tranquil retirement is harder to sustain in a city on edge. Along the US-Mexico border, cartel power is no longer a distant threat. It's a daily reality. Cartels control not just drugs, but extortion, kidnapping, and even local law enforcement. Once bustling cities like Tijuana and Ciudad Juarez are now high-risk zones. Ordinary life is shadowed by fear. Business owners pay protection, carjackings are common, and violence can erupt anywhere. Mass graves and brazen attacks on police are stark reminders of cartel impunity. Even expat havens like Rosarito feel the tremors. The line between safe and dangerous shifts constantly. While some regions remain insulated, cartel influence is spreading. For retirees, the greatest threat is no longer just cost or climate. It's the unpredictable reach of organized crime. The border's shadow now stretches across the country. The dream of safety is under siege. Is peace of mind still possible? To truly understand the safety situation, to move beyond statistics and headlines, we spoke with those living it, both expats and locals, to get their first-hand perspectives. We wanted to hear about their daily experiences, their concerns, and how they navigate life in Mexico. John, a retiree near Lake Chapala, shares his experience saying, "Inside our gated community, with its walls and security, I feel mostly safe. It's a comfortable environment where we can relax and enjoy our retirement." But he also notes that the bubble is shrinking, indicating a growing awareness of risks even within these protected spaces. "I won't drive at night anymore," he admits, a significant lifestyle change driven by safety concerns. Stories of carjackings, often shared within the expat community, and break-ins circulate, creating an atmosphere of unease and prompting heightened security measures. This constant flow of information, both verified and rumored, is making vigilance a daily habit for many. Elena, a shop owner in Oaxaca, offers a different perspective, sharing, "For us, insecurity is normal. It's a part of our daily lives, something we've grown accustomed to navigating. We know which streets to avoid, which areas are considered more dangerous, and we adjust our routes accordingly. We also know not to show wealth, to be discreet about our belongings, and avoid drawing unnecessary attention." Tourists don't always understand these unspoken rules, and that can make them more vulnerable. The danger expats now fear, the anxieties that are starting to creep in, is often what locals have long endured as a constant reality. A former law enforcement consultant warns, drawing on his experience with security dynamics, when trust in police is gone, when the authorities are perceived as ineffective or corrupt, cartels fill the void, stepping in to exert control and influence. Expats may feel safe within their communities, enjoying a seemingly peaceful existence, but it's a fragile sense of security, easily disrupted by the realities outside those walls. These accounts reveal a complex picture, a nuanced understanding that goes beyond simple generalizations. Expats can indeed enjoy peace and a fulfilling lifestyle, but only with constant caution, a heightened awareness of their surroundings, and a willingness to adapt to local customs. Locals, on the other hand, express fatigue, a weariness born from years of navigating insecurity, as insecurity grows, impacting their daily lives and sense of well-being. The consensus, after hearing from various voices, is that Mexico is no longer a uniformly safe haven, a place where one can simply let their guard down. Risks are real and rising, demanding a more realistic assessment of the situation. This demands vigilance, a constant state of alertness and awareness that may clash with the carefree retirement many seek, the idyllic vision of relaxation and ease. The sense of freedom is diminished, replaced by a need for caution and self-preservation. The rule of law feels distant, making individuals feel more responsible for their own safety. For retirees considering a move, the question is not just where to live, the location and amenities, but how to live. What compromises are they willing to make to feel safe and secure? Carefully, with a constant awareness of potential risks, or not at all, choosing to forego the dream rather than compromise their safety. The dream of a peaceful retirement in Mexico is still possible, but the cost is constant awareness, a price that must be factored into the decision. Is that a price worth paying for the beauty, the culture, and the lower cost of living? Only you can decide if the rewards outweigh the risks, if the dream is worth the constant vigilance. It's not just personal stories. Official warnings are growing louder. The U.S. State Department lists several Mexican states under do not travel advisories, citing crime and kidnapping. Even popular tourist areas like Cancun and Tulum come with cautions about violent crime. Canada and the UK echo these warnings, urging citizens to exercise high caution or avoid certain regions entirely. The message is clear: danger is not limited to remote areas. Violent crime, extortion, and kidnapping can happen anywhere, even in expat enclaves. These advisories are based on real incidents, not media hype. For retirees, ignoring them is a risky gamble. The dream of a peaceful retirement must be weighed against these stark realities. Safety is no longer a given, it's a daily calculation. The allure of a tropical paradise is undeniable, but it's crucial to remember that even the most idyllic settings can harbor hidden dangers. When paradise turns perilous, the consequences can be life-altering, leaving lasting scars on those who were simply seeking a peaceful retirement. Mark and Susan, retirees who chose the vibrant culture of Guerrero, Mexico for their golden years, became victims of a violent home invasion that shattered their sense of security and peace. Traumatized by the experience, they made the difficult decision to sell their dream home at a significant loss and flee back to the familiar comforts of their home country. Then there's the story of a Canadian expat residing in the charming city of Jalisco, who unfortunately fell prey to a sophisticated virtual kidnapping scam, a cruel scheme designed to exploit the fears of loved ones. He ended up wiring thousands of dollars in ransom money, believing he was saving his daughter from imminent danger, only to discover later that she was never in any real peril. Beyond crime and scams, medical emergencies can also quickly escalate into full-blown crises, especially when navigating unfamiliar healthcare systems. Consider the case of one retiree who faced significant delays in receiving necessary medical attention and was then confronted with huge, unexpected bills after suffering a fall. To add insult to injury, her U.S. insurance plan wasn't accepted by the local medical facilities, leaving her with the burden of covering the exorbitant costs out of pocket. These stories aren't isolated incidents or rare occurrences, they serve as stark warnings about the potential pitfalls of retiring abroad. Crime, sophisticated scams targeting vulnerable individuals, and unexpected healthcare hurdles can unexpectedly upend lives and shatter the illusion of a carefree retirement in paradise in an instant. It's important to remember that support systems and access to reliable legal protections are often significantly weaker than what you might be accustomed to back home, leaving you more vulnerable in times of crisis. When things go wrong in a foreign land, they can quickly spiral out of control, escalating into emergency situations with alarming speed. The idyllic dream of retiring in Mexico, with its stunning beaches and vibrant culture, can quickly transform into a living nightmare overnight, if you're not adequately prepared for the potential challenges. Therefore, prospective retirees must ask themselves a crucial question. Are you truly prepared to face the inherent risks and uncertainties that come with living in a foreign country? Is the alluring promise of paradise, with its lower cost of living and relaxed lifestyle, ultimately worth the potential peril and the sacrifices you might have to make? The answer to this question is deeply personal and requires careful consideration of your individual circumstances, risk tolerance, and support network. For those still drawn to Mexico, extreme caution is essential. Start with deep research, read government advisories, join expat forums, and learn about specific neighborhoods. Elevate your security habits, avoid displaying wealth, stay alert, and vary routines. Don't drive at night, especially between cities. Invest in strong home security locks, alarms, and window bars. Never assume gated communities are immune. Have an emergency plan, know local hospitals, payment policies, and keep consulate contacts handy. Secure robust international health insurance, including medical evacuation. Share your plan with family back home. Integrate, respectfully learn the language, follow local customs, and avoid risky behaviors. Keep a low profile and avoid drawing attention. The goal, live quietly, prepared for anything. Constant vigilance is the new normal. For some, this is manageable. For others, it defeats the dream. With Mexico's risks rising, many retirees are looking elsewhere. Costa Rica and Panama offer warm climates, affordability, and greater stability. Portugal and Spain attract with safety, healthcare, and vibrant culture. Southeast Asia, Malaysia, and Thailand boasts low costs and established expat communities. These destinations require adjustment but offer peace of mind. The key is to research thoroughly and weigh your priorities. Retirement abroad is about more than sunshine. It's about security and quality of life. Expanding your options can lead to a safer, more fulfilling retirement. The perfect paradise may be somewhere unexpected. The dream is still alive, just not limited to Mexico. The question, is Mexico still a good place to retire? Has no easy answer. The climate, culture, and affordability remain, but so do growing risks. Cartel violence, unrest, and insecurity are real threats, not just headlines. Retiring in Mexico now means accepting constant vigilance and planning. For some, the trade-off is worth it. For others, it undermines the dream. Extreme caution and deep research are essential. Talk to locals, read local news, and be honest about your risk tolerance. Are you ready for bars on windows and emergency plans? Mexico's future as a retirement haven is uncertain. The decision is a gamble. Know the risks before you bet your golden years. Paradise, if it exists, demands eyes wide open.